My name is Damali Ssali and I welcome you to this episode of the Ideation Corner. The Ideation Corner is a space where ideas are discussed and dissected. And today I host Laura Nakigozi. Laura is a 27-year-old poultry farmer. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Economics, where she majored in Mathematics and Statistics at Makerere University. She then started her career at the Uganda National Bureau of Statistics, but soon left to start her own company. She founded the Cloverdale Farm, and she is the Chief Executive Officer. Cloverdale Farm is founded in Kitemu along Masaka Road. She started off her operations in 2017 with 50 birds, but has since grown Cloverdale Farm to 2,200 birds. Laura also trains youth on how to use low-cost, high-quality bamboo to develop cage farms and use little space to start her poultry farming. Laura aims to impact the lives of the youth by helping them to create employment. So thank you so much, Laura, for agreeing to speak to me.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so just to start off, you're a 27-year-old. How did you decide to go into farming? I know a lot of young people don't seem to see farming as a major career.
Honestly, I think it is my dad. I don't think it was my dad's direction. When I was doing internship at Uganda Bureau of Statistics, I got money in the stipend. I decided to buy phones. I told my dad, hey, I have some money. You can help me buy some phones where he says. Mm-hmm. So he helped me buy the phones, and then I resold them. So most of my clients were from Yubos, mm-hmm. and they had to wait like a whole month to pay me. Okay. And that's when I decided, you know what?
This is not my business.
I don't want to stay the whole month with no money that I have to wait until the end of the month. I think that's when things kick-started. And then I told my dad, after getting the money back, I told him, you know what, I think I'm going to start a boutique. At that time, it was in line with what I wanted, fashion, you're young, in campus, slaying. Yeah. My dad was like, I don't think that's the right move to make. Like, the right business. No, don't be basic. So I went through a bunch of ideas, and I was looking for a business where I don't have to parent, and at that time we're not doing a lot of online work. I needed a business that we did not have to parent. One, I didn't have to put in a lot of capital, and so when I was presenting the ideas, I actually
who were you presenting the ideas
to? My dad.
To him? Oh,
yes.
Wow.
As a girl,
that is really helpful. Yes.
That's
a wonderful dad.
Exactly. Someone I could look up to, someone who can help me, guide me, and I think I had that advantage, having someone to guide me. And I eventually settled on farming. Since I was home, I wanted to sleep a lot, I wanted to stay home. And trust me, we don't sleep anymore.
No, not anymore, but then you thought.
Get time. I thought that when you have the chicken, they can just feed and then you sleep and then you wake up, pick up eggs. Not at all.
But then what were you thinking? Because in your profile, I mentioned you studied, economics, majored in mathematics and statistics. Someone with that kind of profile normally doesn't go into farming.
Oh.
So what made you decide, I won't sit in an office, actually I'll go on the farm?
Like I said, it was money.
For you needed to make money.
I needed to make money. I wanted to be independent. I didn't want to be, I didn't want to ask for approval. I didn't want to ask people to give me money to do what I wanted or have to wait for the whole month. So I would say money motivated me.
Okay. And to you at that point, you saw farming as a profitable venture?
Yes. As soon as I started, because I started in my second year after internship, I started getting some money. So I was like, okay, so imagine I expand it. But of course, it wasn't as easy as, expand it. No. I went through ups and downs and as I figured out how to make more money. And
So how did you initially start, that initial capital that you grew?
It was from the funds. After selling the funds, I got the money. Then I bought some Krayla birds. I bought about 50 Krayla birds. So I kept them in my grandparents' garage. Yes. A very small, tiny place. Yes. And I didn't do research, by the way. So
you just went into it.
Exactly. So when I did the Kraylas, I started learning along the way and I realized it wasn't the right thing to do. Then I shifted to broilers and realized.
So Kraylas are the ones that they get fat and then
then you sell off.
Then the Kraylas are the
the Kraylas, they get fat. You sell off the cocks, then you remain with the female hens and the hens. Which lay, but they don't lay the 300 eggs. They lay half. They lay about 150 eggs. So it's not a profitable venture. Today they lay, tomorrow they don't lay.
So you can't get the constant supply of eggs that you can sell.
Yes, you get the big ones, but who is going to pay 10,000, 15,000 for a tray? Then you can get the same number of eggs at 8,000.
Even though they're smaller?
Yes.
Okay.
What they want is an egg. So then I ventured into broilers. The broilers are the ones for meat. But then my break-even point was 500. I think the most I got was 700 shillings per bird. So that was, I would say, wastage of time. Like you spend a whole month. I probably didn't do enough research.
Yes, I think you went into it.
Yeah. I didn't do enough research, so I realized I'm spending a whole month only getting 200,000.
As a profit.
As a profit.
So it wasn't worth the time. Okay.
That's when I decided, you know what, the next one I'm going to do research.
Oh.
And then, then I decided to do the layers, and then I decided to learn about the breeds, which one will lay more eggs, and which one lays a longer period of time, the right size of eggs. And then once I got into it, I started liking it better than all the rest.
Okay, and that research, how did you do the research? You just went online?
It was online research. And also I started volunteering because, you know, I think 2016, 2017, that's when agriculture started booming. Like everyone was talking about agriculture. So we had the agriculture expos, we had agriculture shows, schools, agriculture something. Yes. So I used to volunteer. I used to tell someone, you have a company, I can sell.
Oh, I'll go.
Let me go.
Company and sell for you.
Let me go sell for you. So I get to meet people, and then I get to know this one sells this kind of food, this one sells this kind of vaccine. Then I actually asked them, instead of paying because I didn't have money.
You pay go
interest. I was like, let me dedicate my time, and I actually grew, and I got a platform through that. I think most of the people know me as a person who asks a lot of questions, and I think that's why I started getting the groundwork, the level. Yes.
So now you're fully breaking. How long did it take you from deciding, first of all, I'm going to do the broilers, and then when you started that, how long did it take you to say break even?
I started in 2013, 2014. I started breaking even in 2017. That's when I registered the company. So it's like,
now I can make money. I know it's coming.
Now okay. Yes. So from 2017 till now.
But it's interesting that you say that when you started breaking even, that's when you're like, I have to register the company. What was the incentive for that? You could have continued making your money without registering.
Because I wanted now to be a legitimate business. I wanted, in case I decide in the future, you know, when you start planning, you start thinking, okay, what if I plan for the future? And it's something that I'm learning now. So I was like, when I register and I do training, someone can find me. Right? Yes. And I can grow my name. People can grow with me, learn with me, and that kind of thing. That's why I registered then. And then I made my name. I started advertising so that people get to know about Cloverdale and just like that. Okay,
because a lot of people don't like to register, which is, you know, unfortunate, but then it also limits you.
Yes, it does. It really does. Because, you know, like, I supply some schools, so the schools need like a registered company. They need to have the invoices. You're not going to use your neighbors. You have to be professional.
Okay. Yes. And if you hadn't registered, then you would not have had the deals, the bigger deals.
No, I wouldn't have.
Okay. So what advice would you give someone who is thinking along the same lines, maybe not poultry or generally farming, young person like yourself? What advice would you give them?
Visit as many farmers as you can, because the people that they interview give different figures. I'm telling you, farming is not rosy. Everyone keeps on telling you you're going to get, I don't know how much money.
Yes, but per egg, and you know, this is the profit, you're going to make 200 shillings
my
per egg.
dear.
And then they calculate the number of eggs, and you're like, wow, we're swimming in cash.
Wow. It's not that. You have to actually visit the farmers and visit the small farmers first before you visit.
Okay,
the big farmers have money coming in outside. Now, my farm is growing organically because every money I'm getting, I'm putting back. And it's taking me a longer time. So I'm going to come to you and tell you, I spent this much money in a building. I would have already expanded, but I couldn't have because I needed to build. But the other person is not going to tell you I had a salary coming in and I built that.
Right.
Yes.
They'll just tell you we built this massive house.
From the chicken. And you have to learn from the small farmers. They will tell you the actual truth.
That's interesting. Like you really have to get your information from the person who is at the same point
or close.
Not just these already successful ones.
Yes, because they're going to tell you numbers. They're going to tell you, I buy concentrates. They are cheaper. Of course, I do use concentrates, but right now I'm buying from an agent. I'm going to tell you I'm going to buy from an agent. He's buying a whole container. So he's breaking even that way. And
because he's buying in bulk.
Yes, and first of buying small. So I'll tell you, you know what? But when you reach that level, you'll probably break more. You break even more. Yeah.
No, because I know a little bit about the poultry business, and I know the biggest cost is actually the food, the feed.
Yes.
And if you don't get it right, if you try to mix it yourself, you may not get it right, which then you won't have that egg. So annoying. They don't eat well today, they're not giving the egg. They don't drink water today, they're not giving the egg.
Yes.
So it's a very, I feel like it's a very labor intensive. You need to be present to make that money. How do you manage your time?
I realized that was a gap that I had to fix, and the only way I could fix it was using cages. But cages are so expensive. If I'm building and I'm buying cages, where am I getting that money from? Yeah, it's not sponsors. So so I decided, you know what, let me do my research. I talked to my dad. I'm like, you know what, I need to buy the cages. I need advice, but I do not know what to do. So he's more of a rational person. I'm more emotional as women are. Who are like me. When I want this, I want the cage. Exactly. So he's like, no, step back. How much money do you have? So I told him I have this money. He's like, you can't even afford a cage. So
back to reality.
He's like, okay, fine. You keep in deep later. Look for other options. So I did my research. I started going on YouTube, and that time data was a bit cheaper.
Okay. Yes. There was no OTT.
No OTT. So I got on YouTube. I realized people are using bamboo, and I knew we had bamboo in Uganda, but I wasn't interested in it. So then I got to realize I could make cages out of bamboo. Okay. I started building the idea with my workers, where I have 2 permanent workers, male. No, actually I have 2 female and 2 temporary guys who just help us with the manure. Okay. So we started two with a hammer.
Just trying it out. Really, you're
very much.
You're like YouTube is saying this.
Yes, please come measure. Cut. So yeah, we built a very funny shed, but that worked for the brooder. Then we're like, okay, so it can work. Then we went to the cages themselves, and they have been quite helpful so far.
So you really built them from YouTube,
yes,
and you use them.
Yes. However, I do prefer having a professional next time.
When you can afford it.
Yes, and I can afford it for now. Now that I couldn't afford it. Yes. So what happened was when I put the chicken in the bamboo, and then I would manage the feed. Instead of giving too much feed, I had limited feed that I would give them. Okay. I'm saving that, right? And then my production, I could track my production as well. How? You get to know which chicken lays in the cage. You know, you have like 4. You're concentrating on only 4 or 5 bags, so you know which one lays, which one does not lay. And your worker is not going to tell you that something happened. I mean, where is the hen? What happened to it? I need evidence.
Actually, yeah, you can see when it's missing.
Exactly.
Because I know counting them.
I know. I need
it's difficult.
Exactly. I need 4 chicken here. I expect 4 chicken here. So that has helped us a lot, and it has helped us manage on the time. And through that, we're able to do other businesses. We were able to plant pepper. We're able to do tomatoes, and
on the same farm.
Yeah, we have. Then we also have cattle. So now we're able to do other stuff and consider. But before we were putting a lot of labor. It was labor intensive.
And that was because they weren't in cages. They're easier to manage when they're in cages.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that cages are the go-to thing.
Yes,
they do. It's just that they make work easier. Okay. And if you can make it yourself, it would be easier to do that other than deep litter, because most of the people are office people. They don't have time to, but they want a side business. Yes. But with cages, you're able to monitor and be like, okay, I expect this production, and we can do this. And like I was saying, when I did the cages, I was able to get the right production. I brought the feed. Yes, even the feeds. I got enough profit. That's the most expensive thing. I got enough profit to purchase a few cages. So it was a process. It wasn't like, okay, you know what, I got money. No. It was a process, and it's still a process.
So are you still using the bamboo cages?
Yes, I am.
Oh. And how much cheaper are they compared to the steel cages?
They are 3/4 cheaper.
Wow. So people should be using them. They're even sustainable.
Yeah, but they do not know about them.
Yeah,
they do not know
about actually them. Until I read your profile, I had no idea that
it exists. It's because the people who were selling the metallic cages did the good promotion. They marketed the cages, so everyone's mind, if they say cages, metallic cages. But you can do makeshift cages.
Okay.
Yes, out of bamboo. If you don't have the bamboo, you can make out of timber. If you don't have the timber, you can make out of mesh. It's a whole
It
You have a
doesn't
lot of
have to be
variety of
steel.
things. It doesn't have to be steel.
Okay.
Though it is temporary to take it to another level. And until we master how to make it in a permanent way, we're still.
So temporary, do you have to replace them much more frequently than the steel cages? That's what you mean?
No, I mean like every other year you have a repair to make, say a water system, or some of the bamboo slipped off, or yes. So you have to do those repairs, but they're not many.
They're not many.
Yeah, every after a batch, not every year. Every after a batch, and a batch takes about 2 years. That's 6 months to point of lay, then 1.5 years as they're laying. So you have
That's
a whole
reasonable, actually.
Yes, those 2 years you have enough money.
Because I'm saving 3/4 of the money, and then I'm saving on the feeds, and then it's 2 years later. Surely I can afford to again continue with the bamboo.
Exactly.
I wouldn't go with the steel.
And until you have enough money to be like, you know what, I want like a whole room of steel.
So are you thinking of actually your farm or you providing these bamboo cages? I mean, you can literally specialize in that. You start marketing bamboo cages and then you sell them.
I actually don't want to sell them. I know it's so stupid. I really don't want to sell them.
That's why you're training other people for free to be able to do that.
To do that, let them go and build their farms. Because I mean, every farm, if I'm to build the cage, I'm going to charge you say 600,000-500,000. That's a lot of money. You can pay your 300,000, get to know everything, then go build your farm. You get
the knowledge and go do it.
You can build your cage at 300. You can build your cage at 200, depending on what material you use. But that 300,000, 400 is like a down payment, and then voila. Okay. And then after that, you can charge people to do you. That is you. But I think I went through a lot of paying. You know what they say, school fees. I paid a lot, and no one was there to help me. And
this is your point. You want to actually give the knowledge away for free,
yes.
So someone can, so that they don't have to go through your the journey that you did.
So if they do want to also give it to, it's like pay forward. If they want to also give to someone for free, that would be great.
Okay, so tell me about this program actually, because I did mention it in your profile where you're training or mentoring, young people like yourself.
Oh yes, you actually. You're really young. I have a bunch of people. We have not yet scheduled dates because we're open to anyone. I mean, with farming, it's like I have time. Please let me come. So we haven't yet scheduled. We haven't yet put the schedules there. For now, we have the time to train people. They do come to the farm. We have different training packages. We have the one for bamboo cages. Then we have the one for plain poultry from day one. Then we have on-ground training where you can come. We have housing for you. You spend like a whole week. You're brooding. You're feeding the other chicken. You get to know. That's when you actually know. Practical. Yes. That's when you get to know more than the theoretical one.
These things need you.
Yeah, you're like, I need this number, these kilograms. This is how I'm going to vaccinate. If I don't vaccinate, this is what I'm supposed to give them. If I see them doing this, if they are shivering, I need to do this. If they are hot, this is what I need to do. So that's what we do at the farm.
And that's the practical.
Yes, that's the practical. We have the theoretical training. We have the practical training. Then we have the bamboo cage training.
Okay, so how does someone access this? Someone who doesn't know, who's watching the show but is like, wow, I want to do those bamboo cages.
I think they can just follow us on Facebook, Farm with Cloverdale, or follow us on YouTube, with Cloverdale as well. And through there, you just email. We are not yet like giving out numbers because it can become overwhelming.
I want a few people.
A few people now.
I'm busy.
So as we're building, then we can like fully have like 5-6 people. But for now, I think I'm in love with the business a lot that I would want to have like 3 people. Like, let us go. We are going to carry water. We're going to carry things. Like, to see them do it, to see them learn, to see them to listen to their questions. But if you're in a big group, it becomes a bit harder
to actually.
Everyone has their own opinion. Come to notice. Everyone has some. They're like, why are you doing this? Why? And then follow exactly. Yeah. So
you're doing it very low numbers that you're working with, and then do they have to pay? Like if someone went on yours.
Yes, they have to pay. On the Facebook page, it has the rates. Okay. It has different rates. So you choose which one you want, and at times when you come in groups, like I said, 3, not like 8.
When you say group, it's not 20?
No. like 3, 4, it's actually discounted, and you get to have fun with your people. I mean, you have cows, you have milk, you have chicken, you have eggs, you have matoke, you have
I didn't realize you have a whole mixed farm.
It's a whole mixed farm.
I thought only about poultry.
No, poultry is with the trainings, but then it's a whole mixed farm.
So when someone comes, what if I want poultry and also to know about matoke, how to grow matoke?
It is in the same training. That's the thing. That's the beauty. You get to do all of them at the same price. So yeah.
That's really good. So do you feel that there is enough opportunity or courses or information available for young farmers like yourself who want to go into farming, but they don't know?
I don't think there is enough information. And I think the information that they give out is not the wrong information. It is just not the right information. No. I don't know how to explain.
It's not the wrong information, but it's not the right.
It's just not the right information. Honestly, internet is expensive. Internet is really expensive. No one is going to be. The most people can do is Facebook. That's why we do a lot of marketing on Facebook, because it takes a low MBs. But no one is going to go on YouTube. Most of the people that contact us on YouTube are people in the diaspora, people outside Uganda.
YouTube is expensive.
Exactly. Yeah. So we don't have enough information, and even the training that people give, the other organizations give, they're giving general business information. They're not giving farm. They're not giving information tailored to your farm. How to increase your stock. Because with the young people, our generation, we want to know how.
Yeah, the how.
The how, not why. I want a gazillion chicken. How am I going to get there? I have like 10. How am I going to get to my dream? Yes. So there is not enough information that is shared.
Sorry, I'm putting you in the spot.
No, it's okay.
Don't you think, therefore, the young people, you guys could come together and leverage the technology you have, and you can do a Facebook real webinar where you talk to them about it? Yes, it's not. Yes, practical, yes. But at least it's coming from you. Who knows the habits? Who knows the issues having on YouTube? Who knows the issues of having a theoretical study?
I think that's why we're doing the Facebook. We're not okay.
You're doing it on Facebook as well?
Yes, I'm doing it on Facebook. But I would say that like I said, when they go to the page, they can find all the information. Because there's so many, like if I'm tackling cages, or if I'm tackling a disease that I had at the farm, or if I'm tackling brooder setup, this is how I'm going to do it. This is this. I at times I add the link to YouTube just in case someone is off. It's like, let me go to YouTube. But also there, I put like a 1-minute video.
Okay. Oh, that's so cool.
Yes. So they can, if they're curious, then they can go to YouTube.
Okay.
Yes.
But at least they get the 1-minute intro.
Yes. Oh yeah, and the other thing that I didn't mention is that there are so many, now that people realize, I think 2018, people realized the need for agriculture and created different platforms. So they are spread across poultry, piggery, goats, everything. So as a young person, you can just keep on asking, do you have the number of the administrator? Then they can just add you to a different group that you can get to know. Although those groups are also funny. You know how groups are. You know how groups are. So yeah, you just have to sieve out and see the information that you need and see what works for you.
Oh, cool. So let's move to we've finished the production. You have your egg.
Yes.
How do you do your marketing and how do you sell it?
Funny story. Oh my god. My marketing story is like super jumbled. First, I used to move on a bike to bring eggs from Kitemu to Wandegeya. Then I stopped. Then I opened up a shop in Chengra. That's when my stock started increasing. I
need a shop. I'll sell my own product.
But I did not sell my product. I was asking farmers to bring their product as well. No profit. They just have a place to sell them, because I felt like the women needed a market, and everyone was complaining we don't know where to sell eggs from, and I felt like I was cheating them. I know it's not right. I should have made a business.
You should have made money out of it.
I should have. But you know what? I grew my circle through that. Through free space. Through free space, I've grown my circle, and that has helped me a lot. Circle? Yes.
How many people are in there?
10.
10. Okay.
10.
And they all
women.
poultry?
Yes. Women in Kitemu.
Okay.
So through that, people started trusting me. They're like, okay, you're not about the money. You're actually about
helping. You're really interested.
Yes, you like the business. You're interested in us. How can we help? We have our people. Can you train them? No money. It was a long game. So yeah. So from there, I started supplying schools.
Okay.
Because then we got enough eggs.
So you had enough eggs in the shop that you can do a big supply.
So I told them, you know what, whoever has the school, please bring someone. If
your kids are in that school, go on.
You can talk to them.
Talk to the headmaster.
Yes, so that's how we got into the schools and we started supplying them. And I'm glad that they trusted us. Because it's a group of women, I mean, who can turn down it? Oh. Yes, we can be turned down, but I mean, we can turn down entrepreneurs.
So now you're still supplying the schools?
No, right now during COVID hit us terribly.
Oh, yes.
So we closed the shop. And we have a car. So we decided to sell eggs in different stations, different towns. You move from one town to another. That's when they allowed cars to move.
Okay.
But we had already expected that when you're in poultry, you know that glut period. It just happened 2 weeks prior to the glut period.
Okay.
Yes. But a month into COVID, we started picking up. Because everyone knew that month was done. That's the month that
was it March? April?
The Eid month.
Okay.
Once you know it is coming, you have a whole dead month.
Because there will be those
exactly.
people are fasting.
Yes, okay. So we already knew that, and after that,
so you had prepared for it. It just also happened to be the lockdown month.
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
Yes. So we started moving around with the eggs. We sold to different people, and then we made new connections and new contacts. So then they started coming to the farms. We had a farm.
Pick the stuff at the farm. Okay.
We had a farm where they are picking eggs from. So that's how we managed through COVID. And now, I mean,
they're now your new supplier because the schools are still closed.
Yes,
so
they are. Now we're actually worried when they open where we're going to get eggs. Where are we going to get the eggs?
But you just stop supplying this because I go back.
I know, right? It seems easy. It sounds so easy. Imagine creating a relationship with you during the hard time.
And then you leave us.
Exactly. Then I'm like, you know what?
Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Everything is wonderful.
My baby's here, so I'm back.
So you're looking maybe to expand the circle so that you have more a higher supply?
Yes, we're looking at that, and also we started synchronizing production. We started knowing
that. I was just about to ask you that how the 10 women, how do you all plan for Eid?
Yeah, now we know who is going to restock in this month. Okay. We know who is going to stock in this month. We know if we are going to sell, we have this number of birds from different farms. So that's how we're looking at it, and we're hoping that if by the time they open, we'll have enough supply for the different schools.
So who exactly are you supplying right now?
The people we made, the contacts we made during.
So in the different markets, that's where you're delivering it.
Yes, but then we realized that we're spending a lot of money in transport.
Yeah,
yes, that's why they needed to come to the farm. We
needed
needed to create the relationship first, and then
get them to come.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I mean, we are really convincing.
Yeah.
I convinced you to bring me, so there is that.
Like now you know I have the eggs.
And you know they are yellow yolk, they are organic, and now come to the farm.
Oh, they're organic.
Yes, they are.
I love organic.
We try not to put antibiotics. We do not put antibiotics. And I think I put up a video on one of the pages where I was talking about the different mixtures that we put in water when chicken have a certain disease. But of course,
which are made of natural.
Yes, aloe vera. We have garlic. We have chiloa. It's like vanilla tree or something.
Okay.
So yeah, we have a bunch of them.
That's interesting. Okay, it's for people who don't just the difference between the organic and the non-organic. Because I know whenever I ask for the organic, I pay a premium, and I'm happy to pay the premium, knowing that. Okay.
No, now it's different. Those are the local ones. Those are the local organic. Now they're commercial organic. So we have people pump antibiotics in the chicken anytime cough. Antibiotics. Exactly. And also the vaccines that they use are not like from the right companies. There are companies that they could be strong, but they have, like you said, more chemicals or something. Yes. So what we do is we do follow the vaccination schedule, and when we have issues, I think with the cages they've helped us to eliminate the diseases.
Oh, yes, because then there's lower infection across.
Okay. So we end up having the infection that we get mostly is from water, and we already anticipate that it's coming. So with that we try to limit it, and when it does come, we have those mixtures that we have now. When you come at the farm, you're going to see a lot of aloe vera. You can think that we're growing it for hair. I don't really know, but yes, but it's majorly for the chicken.
Okay, and you're using natural plants and natural to actually vaccinate them.
Yes.
So are they
not vaccinate? Vaccinate come to treat.
Technical to treat.
Yes.
To treat them, and then are they? So yours are commercial organic.
Yes, commercially as organic.
And then they also local organic.
Yes.
Our local chickens are
free range. Yes, the free range, the ones that they call the broilers that now are termed as
turning.
locals.
They're not.
They're just
They're not. I want the local to actually be local.
Exactly, but now they're trying to make both, so you cannot really
separate the two.
Yes,
but the local
you can
tastes better.
You can test it,
yeah,
but not the egg. Because now you see, they're feeding them the exact same thing, but the meat you can test.
Yes, because I can eat when I eat a local chicken, I can tell that. Then when I eat that one that's a mix, I can tell that was a mix. Definitely, it wasn't the local.
So yes.
But what is your industry doing about these, at least rearing local? Don't you think that at one point we will lose our breed of local?
Actually, on the different platforms, many office people are now resorting to the local because they realize with the commercial, you need time and money, and they do not have that. So they are concentrating on the local. The local, yes, they take long to produce, rather to reproduce. A hatch,
yes,
and whatnot, but they have no diseases, and
it's hands off.
Exactly.
Them wrong,
so we have a whole new platform where people are just coming in. I want local chicken. I want to do this, and the good thing is you can just let them roam.
Okay.
You don't have to do apart from vaccinate.
So for someone who maybe wants to enter poultry but they don't have the time, the one that is low doesn't require so much time would be the local.
Yes.
That way it's not so much hands-on.
Yes, and but you do not get like enough money. It's just like a side business for you to learn.
People pay
that's 20,000. Yes, but you're paying 20,000 for a tray that is going to take a whole week.
To get to a tray.
Yes,
okay.
You will pay for it. Yes, but it's going to take me like a week or two, depending on the number of chicken that I have.
So the profitability is lower. The rate at which you're profiting from the person who is doing it is lower.
Yes, you just have to get the right numbers. Okay. You hit 50, 100, you are in business. Okay. Now 50, 100 in commercial, that's nothing. Now 50, 100 in local,
that is a lot.
Exactly.
Okay. And then also the actual chicken itself in the market.
Yes.
It's sold for a higher price.
Yes, it is. It's sold at the same price as a broiler. That's wrong. Really, doesn't make sense.
Wrong. That's why we're always confused. You're buying a local, and you're actually buying a broiler, but I want a local.
Yes.
Maybe they should do that. Someone can buy a local chicken.
But people now, the people with local chicken have their market now. Like they know, even you would know if you need local chicken. Come to me. Like it's a very small circle that is trying to expand.
You're not keeping people in. I am one of those people who wants a local, and I've never had.
No, because they're like very few, but they're really trying to grow the numbers. But then the people are doing commercial laying, don't want to get into the let me start. They don't want, so it's I don't know. It's a bit confusing.
All right. Well, Laura, this has been very, very helpful, very illuminating. Thank you so much for agreeing to speak to me. Do you have any last words?
Yes. My advice to people who want to start something, who want to start farming, poultry, livestock, anything, please start now. You don't have to get the right equipment. You don't have to get the right, but you don't have to have too much money to start. Start with whatever you have. Do as much research as you can. Visit as many farmers as you can. Okay, be safe as you're visiting, but do research. Try to understand, question the figures that people are giving you. Then you make an informed decision. I think that's about it.
There you had it, ladies and gentlemen. Laura has just told you, start as you can. She also has a lot of free resources on her Facebook page, so please do follow her. You can see her videos. If you're a young person out there and want to get into farming, please do get some resources from her. She studied quite a bit on YouTube. She found a lot of the information she needed on YouTube. So be curious about what you need to do. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube and on Facebook under the names of Damali Ssali. Thank you.